Shalom. All praise, honor, and glory is due unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Kakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect of the nation of Israel, the true Hebrew Israelites of the so-called Negroes, so-called Hispanics, so-called Native Americans, as well as you Israelite foreigners who may look like the other nations, but believe this truth. This is Shakal from a GMS affiliate camp at Massachusetts. You may know me as Shakal Yashar Allah. This is a video lesson on the time of trouble that will be approaching. Which I'll start with the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, verse 7. Alas, the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, and verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. So there will be a time of trouble, and this is what the men of Yahweh Bashmil are saying, and this is what the scriptures say. A lot of people will be put to death during this time. There will be martial law. People will die of famine. And the main thing, the mark of the beast, the RFID chip, in this whole digital system will be being pushed. Revelation 13:16, and you can read verse 17. And ultimately, Yahweh Shai is gonna come through with the angels and the chariots, the so-called UFOs, and beam up the elect of Israel from during this time of trouble, from the destruction by nuclear fire of America, Babylon the Great. This is Revelation chapter 2, verse 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil, which is talking about Esau, Edom, shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So just because you know the names of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, or to say it this way, there will be a time of persecution, and this also shows you Esau is the devil. But brothers are going to get the kingdom. And hopefully we are those vessels that the Most High has mercy on. We are of his elect chosen to be delivered, which I believe we are. I pray and hope, because none of us know yet. Gotta keep pushing. Now let's go to the book of Revelation, the 6th chapter, in the 8th verse. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him, and power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth. It's mainly talking about Babylon the Great in this western hemisphere, the uttermost part of the earth, to kill with the sword and with hunger, so people will die of famine, and with death and with the beasts of the earth. So this is the time that we're nearly approaching. So and this is where the ministry is in the fourth part, or the uttermost part of the earth. We know that the Israelites would be in the uttermost part of the earth. You read 2 Esdras 13. They went to a land where never mankind dwelt. This is where Esau rules out of, the land of the north. In Isaiah 14, thou set thy nest, like Obadiah, but it's Isaiah 14. I might as well grab it. But it said, set the stars above the stars of the Most High, and sit on the congregation in the sides of the north. But I kind of don't want to botch it or whatever. So I'll just grab Isaiah 14. And 12, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. And Esau is in the space area. As it says in Obadiah, thou dost set thy nest, exalt thyself as the eagle, and set thy nest above the stars, thence will I bring thee down. And so Esau tried to go up to the moon. He didn't make it to the moon. But that's when the Most High started bringing America down. And now we're in the time of almost when Jacob's trouble, the MOTB hits. And then the Edomites will be put in slavery, and America will be destroyed by fire. Israelites of the elect will watch that destruction from above in the so-called UFOs, the chariots, with Yahweh and the angels, looking down at the destruction of those who take the microchip, the mark of the beast, at all the wicked people and the sinners on the earth and all the heathen nations, including the Edomites, the people who put us in captivity and slavery. And we're going to put them in slavery. We're going to come back down to the earth. The earth is going to be a total hellhole and shit show, if you will. People dying of or suffering from bad water. But let's keep moving. Verse 13, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. So Esau would rule over the Israelites in the sides of the north. It says in the sides of the north in North America. This, which is the fourth part of the earth, the uttermost part of the earth. Verse 14, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, which is slavery for Esau, which will be Esau going to be in slavery in the kingdom of heaven, to the sides of the pit. Acts chapter 1. And I'll even start at verse 6. When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? And the kingdom of heaven will be for Israel. And he said unto them, it is not for you to know the times or the seasons which the Father hath put in his own power. But ye shall receive power after that the Holy Spirit is come upon you, and ye shall be witnesses unto me in both in Jerusalem, and in all Judea, and in Samaria, and unto the uttermost part of the earth. So the Israelites would be in the uttermost part of the earth, which is America's the uttermost part of the earth. Just like we read in the fourth part of the earth, there will be this time of Jacob's trouble. People will die, it said, over the fourth part of the earth, die, roughly paraphrasing, die of hunger, teeth of wild beasts, death, and the sword. And when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight. So that's how the Lord Yahweh Shai left the earth. He was beamed up in a so-called UFO. And imagine seeing that. And there's a teaching point here, verse 10. And while they looked steadfastly toward heaven as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel, which also said, Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? The same Yahweh Shai, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven. Meaning he was beamed up in a so-called UFO, so he's returning in the so-called UFOs. And it's going to be during the time of Jacob's trouble. Now, before I get a scripture for that, we'll go to, so this is going to happen, Esau's in the fourth part of the earth, the uttermost part of the earth, where there was a ministry of the Israelites, and where Esau was ruling over the Israelites. And this is the place where we woke up in the place of our captivity, and it started rehearsing the righteous acts. And we see the kingdom of heaven and Esau's fall. See World War III in scriptures of Armageddon, the valley of Jehoshaphat, nearing that time. Another sign of Yahweh's return. Now we go. So remember what we read in Acts chapter 1. This is Revelation chapter 12 and verse 5. And she brought forth a man-child, which is Yahweh, who is to rule all nations with a rod of iron, and that will happen in the kingdom of heaven. And there will be Israelites joint heirs with Yahweh, having the heathen as slaves, are joint heirs with Yahweh. In Psalms 2 it said, I will give thee the heathen for thine inheritance. Yahweh has slaves, and the Israelites will have slaves of the heathen as well. And all Israel will be on top, but there will be we'll just keep moving on. And the child was caught up unto Yahweh into his throne, and that's what we read in Acts 1. As this same Yahweh was taken up into heaven, in so like manner shall he return. So you start to see the scriptures coming together. And the child was caught up into the Most High, into his throne. And the woman, which is talking about Israel, fled into the wilderness. This is during the time of the Roman Empire, the fourth beast in Daniel 7. The wilderness is Africa, where she hath a place prepared of the Most High. This place is America. Hosea chapter 1 verse 10, in the place where said ye are not my people, there it shall be said ye are the sons of the living power, which is the land of the north, Babylon the Great. As the same in Isaiah 14, that they should feed her there 1,260 days, which shall see this time period as 40 and 2 months, or 3.5 days, which was a period of captivity for the Israelites when we were taken to this place, spiritual Sodom and Egypt, and slave ships. Deuteronomy 28 and 68. Now I have an account from the book of From Babylon to Timbuktu, written by Rudolph R. Winsdor. Go to page 84. In the second paragraph, in the year 65 BC, the Roman armies were under General Pompey, captured Jerusalem in 70 AD, which is BC is so it's more than 5 years, because one is BC and one is AD. So it's really like I believe we would add 65 to 70, which would be 135 years or something like that. General Vespasian and his son Titus put an end to the Jewish state with great slaughter, and the Israelites we caught a lot of hell under the Roman Empire. During the period of the military governors of Palestine, many and the Edomites were ruling over Rome. Many outrages and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people. During the period from Pompey to Julius, it had been estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa. So Africa is a place that the Jews would flee to. And that is the wilderness that we read. The woman fled into the wilderness from under the Roman Edomites. Fled into Africa, fleeing from Roman persecution and slavery. The slave markets were full of black Jewish slaves. We know the Jews are black. And you could even go back to Revelation 6. Revelation 12, Salakia. I think about verse 6, that's the verse we're in, but we start at verse 4. I'll even start at verse 3. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, behold, a great red dragon, which is dealing with Esau. Is not talking about a literal dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, which are 7 heads is Greece, is places that Rome conquered, which is talking about Greece, Rome, Germania Major, Germania Minors, Spanish, British, and the French. And 7 crowns upon its heads. And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven, which the third part of the stars of heaven represents the 3 tribes of Israel, the so-called Negro tribes, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Judah, the so-called American Negroes, Benjamin, the so-called West Indian Negroes, including Jamaica, and in Levi, the so-called Haitian Negroes, which we have the 12 tribe sign, Ezekiel 37, in these last days. And the Israelites are waking up in the valley of the dry bones, the valley of the shadow of death. It's the spiritual Sodom of Egypt in Revelation of the 11th chapter, this place, the land of the north, the uttermost part of the earth. So we track to Israel's history, if you will, from Rome to this place where Yahushua would return in the so-called UFOs during the time of trouble. And it would be happening in America, in the uttermost part of the earth, even though these people think they can't be touched. And even some of the elect will be put in positions of difficulty and suffering. Matthew chapter 24, verse 9, Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. So we need to be prepared for this event. The time of Jacob's trouble is not going to be peaches and cream, but the elect will eat and be fed and eventually be delivered. As terrible as it sounds, but then will be the kingdom of heaven. The laws in their inward parts, immortal bodies. But let me go back to Matthew 24, because Yahushua and the angels are going to pull through. Matthew chapter 24, they're going to bring destruction as well. Shoot laser beams out of the so-called UFOs and bring destruction. Make war with Esau and his military and completely annihilate them. Read 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, coming on that mountain, which is the so-called UFO. This is the glorious return of the Son of the Most High to deliver his people, the Israelites. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 29, Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened. The tribulation is Jacob's trouble, what we've been reading about. Shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars, which this is talking about the nuclear missiles, shall fall from heaven, just like Revelation 6 says, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And it also said the figs falling from the fig tree, then the heavens departed as a scroll, just like Isaiah 34 says, and the heavens departed as a scroll, which is the nuclear mushroom cloud, and the sword shall be bathed in heaven and shall come down upon Idumea, these Edomites, and this place is going to be completely destroyed by fire. Verse 30, And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man, that's Yahushua coming, the Son of the Most High, so-called black man, with white woolly hair he's coming in angelic power, coming in the clouds of heaven, the so-called UFOs, with power and great glory. And so as he went up into heaven in like manner, so shall he return. And again, he's going to bring destruction, shoot laser beams out of the so-called UFOs. The angels, mighty angels, are going to be with them. They're going to make war with Esau. Verse 31, And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. So the elect will be delivered. The elect of Israel will be being beamed up in the so-called UFOs or chariots, just like Yahushua was. Revelation chapter 11 and verse 8, And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city of America, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt. Sodom because the homosexuality. Egypt, this is the place we were taken to in slave ships. The woman fled into the wilderness, and she had a place prepared of her where she shall be fed 1,203 days, roughly paraphrased. And we were taken to here in slave ships. You already know Deuteronomy 28:68. You shall be taken to Egypt in ships and sold for bondmen and bondwomen. where also our Lord was crucified, and not literally crucified. Verse 11, and after 3 days and a half, that same period is the 1,260 days, which is 350 years, 1619 to 1969, also known as 40 and 2 months. And after 3 days and a half, the Spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, which is a so-called UFO. And their enemies beheld them. So the elect being beamed up from this place that we were in captivity in. The elect who would not take the MOTB, nor be down with any of this Babylonian shit, would stand up for the true doctrine in the commandments, even through persecution, and will get to see the pleasure of seeing the destruction of this place, literally. Revelation chapter 15 verse 2, and I saw as there were a sea of glass mingled with fire. The fire is America on fire. So the elect being delivered in the so-called UFOs, or UFO looking down at the destruction of America from being in there above. That's going to be the only safe place. And them that have gotten the victory over the beast and over his image and over his mark, them that have gotten the victory is the elect. And it says over his mark, so the elect won't take the chip. And over the number of his name, even unto death, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of the Most High. And they, verse 3, and they sing the song of Moses, the servant of Yahweh, and the song of the Lamb, saying, Great and marvelous are thy works, Yahweh Bashmi Oshai, power almighty, just and true are thy ways, thou King of saints. Now we go back to Revelation 12 and verse 7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, which Esau is this dragon, the old serpent, the devil. He has the seven-headed beast system. This all Satan, the devil. This all even Cain. It's all talking about Esau, the so-called white man, and his system. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. So Yahushua and Michael and the angels are going to come back in the so-called UFOs and completely annihilate Esau. 2 Ezra 13. Esau's going to try to make war with Yahushua, but he's going to lose bad. And prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. And Esau is going to be completely out of rulership from that point on. And he will never rise up again. And let's go with in Daniel chapter 12. I might close out here. Daniel chapter 12 verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And so there's going to be martial law. There's a time of trouble we've been reading about, like a terrible, terrible time of trouble. During whose system, the old serpent, Satan, the devil, the dragon, the system. We're going to try to make war with Yahweh and the Archangel Michael. And in this time of trouble, the elect of Israel were being persecuted. But Michael, and all Israel really, but 2/3 will be destroyed. But Michael's going to come and defend the elect. So it's during the time of this wicked system where the mark of the beast would be in place. Since there was a nation even to the same time, and at that time our people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. And the elect will be delivered to Esau. The people the Most High hates will be destroyed and put in slavery. So clearly, this last day system is the Edomites, the so-called white people, who is the devil, Satan, and I already explained that. And the Israelites who suffered under these people, where there would be a prophetic ministry, waking up the elect, teaching this word, or the oil and the internet would be able to reach all over and then there will be the time of trouble and the nuclear destruction. Probably close out here. 2nd Ezra chapter 6 verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world. Esau and Edom are the same. So-called white man, this dragon system, this beast system, where they did all these terrible things. They were blessed with the sword. They made fire come down from heaven, dropping these bombs from planes. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He covered the face of the judges thereof. He deceived all the people. But it didn't stop the elect from waking up, because this is all based on the Most High's word, which is a beautiful thing. And the elect will get to see this destruction, hopefully of the elect. And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Then the Israelites will reign of rulership of righteousness forever. Yahweh King David will rule, and our people will be at peace, and the earth will be at rest and peace. Kind of want to close out here. Psalm chapter 91 and verse 8. Psalm chapter 91 verse 8. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. So this goes with Revelation 15 and 2. We're going to get to see the sea of glass mingle with fire. We're going to be in the chariot and see the destruction of the Edomites in these 2/3. And so that'll give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Shem, Yahweh Shai B'Shem HaKadosh. I hope you brothers are edified, maybe a few sisters, sincere sisters. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone. Shalom to the elect.